Hey y'all, Father Jim Haney from St. Paul's in the Plains in Lubbock. I'm at one of my favorite Texas picnic areas on State Highway 207 that cuts down through the eastern edge, the eastern end of Palo Duro Canyon, the old J.A. Ranch down there below me. This is one of my favorite spots. In fact, I recorded a video here a couple of years ago, but on that day it was pretty foggy. I came in from the north, came down through the fog. You couldn't even see the other side of Palo Duro Canyon. Couldn't see the highway. It was very cloudy. But today I can see the road going down. I can see it stretching. I see the bridge across the Red River right down there. And then I see the road climbing up on the other side, up back onto the Cap Rock and to Claude from there. And I know this road because I've been down it several times before. Both directions. I enjoy this drive. It's a wonderful scenic drive. But what if I didn't know this road? What if I had never been on it before? And what if it were foggy this day? What if I couldn't see where the road was going? Well, I might be able to ask somebody else who's been on this road before. I might be able to consult a road map from somebody that's been down this road before. And from that, I might be able to ascertain my direction. Now, of course, these days I have GPS, and that can tell me exactly where I am at any given point. But we don't always have that luxury in life. There's not always GPS to rely on in our lives. But we do have the options of asking other people. We can ask them how it's been for them as they've gone down the road of life. And as we get older, we ourselves gain some experience, and we might be able to draw on some recollections or some memories of doing things a certain way in the past and perhaps learning from that. In the Christian life, one of the things we draw on is Holy Scripture. Scripture does give us a record of God's interactions with God's people, and the people putting down their experiences, their recollections, and reading Scripture from that standpoint can be very helpful at times. In such a way, it's like consulting a friend who's been down the road before and can give you some good advice. But there's an added dimension to Scripture that is far more important. Scripture is not just human recollections and human memories of interactions with God, though it certainly is that. We also believe that Scripture is inspired by God, that God has inspired the human authors of Holy Scripture to help them get down what God would have them get down. So from that standpoint, Scripture is not just a record of memory of people traveling down a road in the past, where the bridge is, what the events are, back up the other side. But Scripture is also a God's eye view, which can go up and maybe be like an aerial view of this road, or perhaps ground penetrating radar, all kinds of, even if there are clouds, God's view is certainly different than any limited human view. And so Scripture is something important for Christians to draw on, not just for recollections of faithful people in the past, but also to try to discern what God's message to us is in the midst of the road of life. And so with that thought, I'll leave you here on the edge of Palo Duro Canyon. Have a wonderful day.